Hi everyone, good morning. Today I'm by myself, so I'm a solo show today, and I wanted to share a little bit about when we start doing this process of sharing more vulnerably and opening up to others, we start to recognize sort of like a backlash where people start to feel angst or resentment excuse me, from now getting a chance to really understand you or see you. Good morning, hello. So as you start to become more vulnerable, more open, and connect with others, good morning, we can find that there's this little bit of a, resistance within us to being vulnerable with people, because we get this real intense bitterness back. And around the holidays, we're around family, and we start to connect with people more and more, just getting into the regular bump and grind of the holiday season. Excuse me. I know it can be very intense for a lot of us to stay vulnerable and stay open if you're working on this process of being more mindful and more intentional in your communication. So today I wanted to solely focus on how to navigate backlash. And I totally mean this in a way, not like necessarily in a deep confrontation, but more in a sense where you're not getting the feedback or support that you were hoping for by being open and vulnerable in these spaces. Or being caught off guard, when you are willing to share with somebody and they didn't receive the information that you, good morning, had exactly hoped for them to understand about you, and realize that they're totally not getting what you're saying and you're feeling very disconnected and almost kind of alienated. I always think of a lot of my clients say, good morning, that when they start this journey of self-discovery, they start to feel like nobody else out there can relate to them. And it can feel very isolating. My morning is just going real crazy. I've been on my mountain this morning and I'm still struggling. So recognizing that backlash can be very intense. And so today I just really wanted to focus on that. The practice about being mindful and really being dedicated to self-awareness comes from learning a little bit of that detachment of the people around you and how they give you feedback. So a lot of us will get more invested in what other people think or say about us versus the way we truly feel. And so here's that really cool opportunity to play with that. Backlash is sometimes just feedback. It could be just a source of communication that helps us. Are we aligned with our truth, or are these people agreeing with us? Do they understand what we're trying to share? Good morning. And sometimes, they're just not like minds and they struggle with understanding, or they're not there yet. They're maybe younger in their perception or understanding about you and your changes. So you got to create that space, that expansiveness around that environment. So a lot of the times when we, like around holidays, I think this is just a great topic to discuss around the holiday time, because we are put back into our old programs or old belief systems. A lot of family has a tendency to pull back, dirt that we don't really want to deal with anymore. We've gone through it. We don't want to be in that anymore. And so we'll have these experiences that'll all come up again. And so this is really kind of that experience where, you used to, your parents or your family members used to kind of try to push you back into these old triggers. And that's another form of the backlash. So getting a chance to really unveil that and recognize, why am I getting triggered? Why is this casual family function not fun like it should be? Or why do I feel like I'm so fearful of being open and vulnerable in these spaces? Because I feel like I'm going to be judged or told to be different, or forced into a belief that the way I think is not okay and makes others feel unsafe. A lot of our outer environments are trying to fix us or change our experiences on us, and we start to modify our behavior to feel comfortable and safe in that experience. So I'm hoping by having this discussion today that you'll get a chance to really recognize where I like to call it playing small, because you're not fully open, you're shrinking down, you're shriveling up to fit inside some kind of experience you're having at the moment. Getting a chance to say, okay, well, I'm noticing that I'm a little triggered, I'm a little uncomfortable, things aren't going very smooth, and just take a deep breath in that moment and just be like, okay, what am I making up about my mother not liking the way I did that, or the way I communicated the way I felt about something? And really, okay, is it mine or is it hers? Am I taking ownership of her discomfort and her lack of expression, or am I getting a chance to really play with these new elements of myself? So really diving into why you're getting that feedback really can help you understand, is it their discomfort or is it mine? And we can really shift a lot of things in a positive way for ourselves. Not to be fearful of just that general expression of disappointment, other people, giving you feedback that doesn't necessarily feel safe. Now, if we take this to the next level and we talk more aggressively, like if you're really holding your stance and you're really trying to assert yourself, assert a boundary. A lot of people call it I'm holding a boundary here. I don't want them to do this. A lot of the times with ex-husbands or ex-wives, we'll assert a boundary and we're thinking we're holding it. And sometimes that holding that boundary can be resistance. And so navigating the backlash of their expressions or their lack of voice in a situation where they don't feel like they have a say can actually give you more leverage or more open expression. So I think a lot of the times, I even have sometimes in my personal ongoings through my navigating my own personal end of the marriage and still communicating and working with children and trying to keep the flow of things, there's always times where that old story of control comes back in. There's a belief that he's trying or she's trying to do something. And if we can create a big moment of pause and recognize, what are you really resisting? Are you resisting the way they are? Or are you feeling forced upon? And usually you're feeling forced upon, that's usually why you push back. You start going, I don't want to be in this, I don't want a part of this. And so you push back and try to either make someone think different or feel different, and that creates more resistance. And if you could just step back and take a deep breath and be like, okay, it's just the way they are, and it's okay. They're doing the best they can with what they know and how they know how to navigate their discomfort. So you can either participate or accept, and I always go the. So getting a chance to really unwind that behavior that's the opportunity. So those things pop up in your life to help you navigate them differently, and these are the gifts of those, that resistance. So the next time you find yourself in a moment where you're feeling the resistance or you're feeling the backlash of somebody else's expectations, I would really pause and ask myself if I'm just not living within their judgments or their expectations to keep them safe, or is it that I am so far outside their comfort zone of what they know to be acceptable based on their belief systems, or is it just this really cool opportunity to expand both of us, really get a chance to play with that? So letting go of the attachments and recognizing it's not necessarily, backlash, it's maybe just feedback, information for you. And if you're in a confrontational space and you're recognizing the backlash exists, it's very possible it's an opportunity for you to surrender and let go in a relationship. Even with our children, if you're a mom or a dad, or even a grandparent, you may think something best for that child, and the backlash could be that they start getting angry with you or real controlling and trying to, control their own experience. The opportunity may be just to step back and recognize they got it. This is their thing, and it's a chance for them to be and learn their own life experiences that ebb and flow. So I hope today helps, and of course we're going to, since my little partner is all the way on the other side of the planet, we're going to do this again at 12 o'clock today, do a little bit more on backlash and getting some chance to hear his perspective on some of this as well. So hopefully you'll join me again around 12 o'clock in Arizona time. I think right now where he is actually 3 o'clock in the morning. So he's in Australia, down under. So it'll be fun to hear how he's doing and what's going on with him. So hopefully you'll tune in again then. See you soon. Have a great day.